Hey y'all, I am back with part 2 for the collective readings for this full moon in Aries that is happening this Friday, September 29th. I believe it's going to be at like 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or something like that. I don't recall the time as of right now, so definitely do the research according to your time zone as well. Where we left off at was with air signs and then going into earth signs. So I'm going to do the air signs first and then we'll go into the earth signs. This is very important as well for everyone in the collective to watch because the South Node is in Libra, which is an air sign as well. And for those that are just tuning in, hello. I've missed you. I'm back in the stars now. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Talk about the star card, right? The stars. Talk about the stars, the star card, right? So Libra is in the South Node at this time, but we are also, the sun is in the sign of Libra, so we are in Libra season, which is an air sign. Normally how I do these readings is I get into the elemental and then I go into the individual signs of that elemental. However, I'm not doing this, doing it that way this time around due to time's sake. So I'll be going into the air signs as a general, and then I'll do earth signs next. If you haven't already caught part 1, I did do general channel messaging before I got into the tarot cards in part 1. So I suggest that everyone, regardless of your sign, watches part 1 as well. And we did fire signs, and we know this moon is in the sign of Aries, which is a fire sign. So I really recommend everyone watch the fire signs as well, just to see if anything resonates for you. So I'm in that case and in that note, I'm also going to say take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If it's meant for you, it'll show up for you, right? And you'll be able to see it. You don't have to force it. Connect with your spiritual counsel, your spiritual court, your guides, your higher self, God, the universe, the Most High, that which is purest to your heart and soul, to see if there is anything that you are questioning, if it's for you to bring clarity, right? I always affirm and wish your clarity. First and foremost, hello. Please also share the live. So we're going to get into it in just a moment. So overall, as we are approaching to the full moon, which is tomorrow, we are already in the full moon energy, but we're still getting there, right? We're getting, the moon is waxing into the phase. I feel like this moon phase is really going to, I mentioned this in the first part also, is going to bring a preview or an activation for some of you of what eclipse season is going to be like or look like for you, right? Eclipse season is starting in October, and we're right there, and the eclipses are happening in the sign of Aries and Libra, right? That's with the North Node and South Node, right? And these are fated moments, and with it being a full moon in Aries in the sign of Libra, this has a very ecliptic energy tone to it as well. Not necessarily like a full eclipse, but it's going to have a preview, right? So I highly recommend that if you haven't already, we know that we are in a season change. We're in the autumn season, right? Autumn equinox had passed. Definitely find yourself, do some clearing. A lot of you may have came into some news that was very uncomfortable. A lot of you may have been dealing with some sort of separations, whether it's separation anxiety between you and a loved one, or just needing space from you and a loved one to kind of focus on your internal world, on your internal healing. This is also going to be a heightened time, I feel, For anyone that is doing the spiritual work and connecting with their guides and connecting with their gifts, being able to differentiate your spirit guides, being able to connect deeper. I feel a lot of aspirations and creativity also coming to the forefront. The air signs, I'm going to get into you. I'm feeling a lot of air signs, a lot of fire with the air. So, with that, right, even though the sun sign is in an air sign, air can either blow out a fire or it could feed a fire. So what I'm hearing is there may be some cases of overthinking for a lot of people. So to mind your impulses and really be mindful of what thoughts you are entertaining or engaging with, what is your emotional body saying to you, what, just listen. I'm hearing more listen thoroughly, listen clearly. Don't just hear what you want to hear or interpret what you are hearing in the ways that you want to interpret it, but rather through listening and allowing it to be in balance with mind, body, spirit, allowing it to be in balance with actuality. And some things aren't going to make sense right away. For example, if it's a message you're getting from your intuition, it may not give you an explanation right away. So it's like you get the intuitive message, not really fully sure why you're getting that message, but more and more details as you meditate, you will get more details as to why. But if you find yourself getting like a trigger, and not necessarily like you get a trigger and you getting the explanation right away, that's coming from a space of awareness, or it could be egoic, or it can be, a different emotional speaking to you, and not necessarily like the intuition itself. So learning to differentiate the voices in your body, the voices in your mind, right, and how they function and what messages they want to deliver to you. For some of you, I'm hearing like there may be certain times where if you feel like you're conflicted between, is this my intuition speaking, or is this another, call on your higher self and ask your higher self to step your ego to the side, and for the Most High to use your vessel in bringing forth clarity and direct guidance where you do not waver, where there is no confliction, where it's direct and straight to the point, and you will know. So building that practice. A lot of you are also being told to really pay attention to your dreams at this time. Write them down is what I'm hearing. Even for me, like I need to write them down more. Write down your dreams because it's going to have certain details that's going to be important later. All right, I wasn't planning on doing all of these like channelings right away because I did channel in the first part. So I'm gonna get into it. Air signs, and you can check your sun, moon, or rising signs, but at the same time, if you feel drawn to listen to all the readings, by all means take the messages that resonate for you. All right. Also, what we're going to do is get a little bit of what is the shadow energy to kind of either reflect on or release during this period as well, because it's going to be a heightened and important time for shadow work. And if you are a divine masculine energy at this time, you're going to feel this energy super intense. Not to say that the feminine isn't either, but feminine and masculine is not necessarily male and female concept. Male and female, we're talking about the feminine and masculine concepts, energies, right? The energies in itself. So you can be a female with masculine energies, right? Embodying more of the masculine, whatever it may be, but the masculine energies in itself is going to get major activations that is going to be provoked to do some clearing. okay, for the ascension of the collective as a whole, which I didn't say this part in part 1, so I guess, you know, I guess I needed to keep channeling. Yeah. So anyways, as a whole, and during eclipse season, y'all are really going to see this. The masculine is going to see this. In part 1, I was speaking a bit about like grieving and depression and stuff like that. I was also mentioning how I was going to be putting out like an emotional intelligence workshop, so please look out for that if that's something that you feel like you want to sharpen your tool belt, your tools with. Definitely tap into that. But anyways, we're going to go into the air signs. The reason I'm mentioning the masculine energies as well, Aries is ruled by the sign of Mars. Mars being the masculine energy of, you know, there's Aries and then there's Aries. And Aries is also playing a role, I guess, I'm hearing. But it's also going to be, Mars is going to go into its descending part. And it's, I guess, I'm channeling, so please, like, I don't know why I heard that. And then it was, like, not exactly like that. So I didn't look at the astrological chart. It's, oh, not for this full moon. Okay, there's going to be certain things. Mars is also a little bit uncomfortable when it's in Libra. That's what, okay, thank you for the clarity. It's uncomfortable when it's in like Libra at times, but not necessarily that it's at its like weakest or stuff. It can be uncomfortable because Libra energy is about like union and partnerships and other things like that, and Mars can cause like separation in certain unions and partnerships, you know, because it could be that maybe, you know, there wasn't proper communication. Maybe you're a person that you haven't had proper communication with yourself or with your body or with your spirits, or you misinterpret other people's form of communication because, you know, maybe ego or pride or whatever the case may be. Maybe certain emotional context is behind your level of interpretation based on your consciousness with communication, and that could have caused a miscommunication or a separation in communication. Not for everybody, but for some people. I'm also feeling like a lot of you are really just feeling like you need to take time to communicate with yourself more. I'm feeling like, you know, a lot of you are feeling like you wish you can communicate. Oh, okay, thank you. Some of you may have like had a loved one transitioned in a way and you want to communicate with them or something like that. I'm hearing like God is saying like just talk to God. You can create your own prayers. You can talk to your ancestors. They're always going to hear you. Like, you don't have to be afraid to talk to your ancestors. You don't have to be afraid to talk to your spirit guides, whether they were your friends, your loved one, or whoever transitioned, your cousin. You know, if you were feeling like you needed that type of communication, I don't know why I'm feeling like a masculine here lost somebody, and it could have been a family member, and I'm sorry, this may not resonate for everyone. This is not for everyone. I feel like this is for one person mostly. It's just coming through. So if it resonates, like I have goosebumps all over and I kind of feel like crying. Like, you've been holding yourself so strong. This is a man, somebody, I don't know if it was a cousin or what, but I feel like they're saying like, you know, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay. Like, they are listening to you. Like, sometimes you're wondering if they actually hear you. I don't know if you smoke cigarettes or they used to smoke cigarettes, but I see somebody smoking a cigarette and like not even saying it out loud. Like, you want to say it out loud, and maybe you do say it out loud when you're by yourself, but like you find yourself around certain people, around certain circumstances and situations, and you're smoking a cigarette thinking about this person who passed away, and you're wondering if they could hear you through your thoughts, and they're like, yeah, like they're actually, you're not bugging, they are communicating with you, and you're holding yourself so strong because you feel like you have to be strong for the other people around you so you can help them during this situation, during this transition. And it's almost like You don't know if what you're doing is helping, but just your presence alone, like your energetic signature has such a golden light frequency to it that it is naturally ascending the energy in the room. It's naturally bringing those people up, and you're tired at the same time because it's like you're the strong one and you don't know if other people can be strong for you to hold you, but you know that you have support and you know that you have a lot of loved ones at the same time. So that's just kind of something that I was feeling. It could have been someone, I don't know if it was through a crash or some sort of, it was unexpected to you or seemingly unexpected to everybody, and it was something hard. Like, I don't know if it was through violence or if it was a violent death or if it was just something difficult, but that spirit is they are still close to earth, but they also have a belief in God. So it's like they find themselves keep crossing between boundaries, not boundaries, between dimensions, their consciousness, because they hear y'all, and it's I don't know if there's a lot of people around y'all crying, because I feel a lot of crying. I'm feeling a lot of grief. I'm feeling my heart just like, it's almost like, yo, like, but there's so much love at the same time. I'm not sure if somebody close to them, I'm not sure if it's their mother or their sister, if they have a sister or what, somebody crying that's really having a hard time letting go. And it's okay. I understand it's hard to let go sometimes, but the words that they're saying is not of the most highest vibration, and is keeping that spirit closer to their transition. And parts of it is like, because it's a new transition, part of their consciousness realizes that they are transition, and part of the consciousness is getting a little bit like wanting to, like, yo, I know I can show you that I'm here, and like this, that, and the third, because it's almost saying humanistic. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but like but it's not bad. I just keep hearing like, I love you, like, and I'm sorry. Y'all are so strong, man. The faith that y'all have in your heart, I just had to kind of like allow myself to get back to me for a moment, because I'm supposed to be doing a collective reading for the air signs, and this spirit just wanted to come through for a moment. And all I want to keep saying is, I love you. I love you. Excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. Everything is going to be okay. Okay. If you are here, I love you. I do. It is, I feel like it was for you. I don't, primo. Yeah. I would say, if you feeling like, you can go like this. You can tap on here. Do some tapping to move the energy of grief or sadness. But yeah, everything's gonna be okay. I'm gonna light some resins for a moment. Give me just a moment, and I'll get into the collective message. But I guess that really needed to come through. So again, you know, thank you for your patience. I love y'all. All right, let's get into it. General reading. Oh, that makes so much sense. All right, yeah. So this is the Santa Muerte deck. And she is a patroness of the spirit realm, the ancestral realm, Santissima, or you know, Dia de los Muertos is a dedication that they do for the ancestors in like Mexico, and they honor her as well with the ancestor. And so I guess that energy was like just sharing as well because of that, because I didn't even like fully. Anyways, so this full moon is in Aries, and we're gonna get started with the air signs. So air signs are Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. So if you have those in your chart, or you just want to listen for whatever messages that may come through for you, whether you're watching for yourself or for someone else, let's get into it. Air signs. A lot of you may find yourself needing to either smudge your house or just light more incense, bring more incense. What I'm also hearing is like you can like either burning like sandalwood or cinnamon. We got the moon card here. It was in reverse, okay? Excuse me. The full moon is tomorrow. I feel like this is going to bring a lot of, like I was telling you about your dreams, paying attention to your dreams. But I also feel like this is going to bring a lot of messages in your dreams. So paying attention to your dreams, you know, whether it's visitations or messages or symbology, symbols in your dreams, definitely paying attention to that. We have the tower moment, the tower here, I'm sorry, as well. That could be scorpionic energy. So there's a lot of water energy here as well. So there could, even though we're tapping into air signs, this could be a lot of emotions. We was talking about emotions earlier. So maybe bringing some clarity to emotions. There may have been some hard emotions that were trying to come through, and you're gaining clarity. This could also be that perhaps you're tapping really, really deep into your subconscious mind, and the world is kind of flipped in a different, like things look different, right? Things look different. Maybe you were feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling tired, you're feeling like, yo, like you're just, maybe like every time you feel like you're moving one step forward, it's like 10 things happen that feels like you're bringing yourself back, and you're like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I'm really trying to push ahead, and like every time it's a green light, it's the shit turns red out of nowhere. Like, what is going on? Like, I feel like there's a reestablishing or a reorder that needs to happen. Some of you are in a space where you do need to meditate, but some of you already know what it is that you have to do. Maybe you just been procrastinating, or you've been consumed by your emotions, that has been harder for you to move and make some actions. But for a lot of you, I'm feeling like you're needing to pause, because you may not have the whole picture as a whole. The whole picture. You may not have the picture as a whole yet for you to, and this is not for everybody, because I'm hearing for some people, you don't need the whole picture to act. You just have to start moving. But for some of you, you need a little bit more details. Because it could be that you were feeling seduced or feeling tempted or something from a certain circumstance or situation, and it wasn't what it was actually supposed to be for you. So that's why you're getting redirected. For someone else, I'm also feeling like, what was that? Because that was just there and it just kind of left. There's definitely a lot of spiritual awakenings going on here as well. This could have been a reestablishing or rewriting of certain like contracts. Let me get a little bit more cards here. Tell me about this tower here. Tell me about this tower here. There's a lot of swords, so Aries are coming out here. There's a lot of fears. There's a lot of, yeah, the Hangman. I was seeing the Hangman in my head when I was saying about like the pause, and it's in the bottom of the deck here. So I'm gonna, yeah, I can see that. Your ego could be getting the best of you. Your fears could be getting the best of you. I'm also hearing like your self-talk, the dialogue that you have. You know, maybe there's something that you really want to focus on. Oh, that's, thank you. There could have been somebody that was, you know, either you don't know what it is that you want to do and you're trying to figure out where it is that you want to go, what it is that you want to build, what you want to do. You're finding yourself in that place of contemplation. But every time you get an idea or every time you're getting some sort of push or direction to go, you haven't allowed yourself to go. You haven't allowed yourself to even attempt, because it's almost like you ask God for something, and then when God is trying to give it to you, you question if you're worthy of receiving it. It's like, yeah, God, you know, I need $100 for this bill. You know, what can I do, or how can I get this, or can you send me $100? I need to pay this. And then you get offered an opportunity that's maybe like a one-day gig or something like that, and then you're like, man, yo, I don't know. I don't really think it's the right move. I don't think it's a vibe. And what I'm hearing is like, God is not going to put you in a scheme. It's a difference if it's like a scheme. That's where the temptation, like, you're going to know it's not that. When you're getting directed to the proper place, sometimes these things open more opportunities. Sometimes these things open. So coming out of your comfort zone, you're afraid to come out of your comfort zone. You've been comfortable. You haven't been wanting to make certain changes. This could also be that maybe you've been wanting to tap into certain, a certain part of yourself, a certain persona, maybe even a certain emotion, right? Like maybe a part of you, every time you get angry, you try to psych yourself out from feeling angry because you're like, oh, I shouldn't feel angry. Why the fuck not? Maybe you need to feel angry so you can fully feel it and fully let that shit the fuck go, so you don't have to keep getting triggered into that anger moving forward. But it's also not to stay consumed by the anger and stay stuck there. So I kind of feel like, you know, some of y'all are kind of going through that. There's a need to get out of your fears, get out of your head. And then for some of you, it's, you know, you were trying to push yourself in a certain direction because it looked desirable, and spirit is showing you like, that's not really the passageway for you, for your ascension, for your highest good. So you're being put on like a redirection. For others of you, this is more so like you're on the path of where it is that you need to go, but you need to take your time. You need to pause. You need to balance. It needs to be, you know, how you speaking to yourself. Are you seeing everything through? Are you taking your time, not rushing? That's what I'm hearing, is like not rushing. Pause. Some of y'all feel like y'all in a crossroads needing to make a decision. Some of y'all, you know, maybe because of something else that happened to somebody else, it kind of gave you a subconscious fear. So just kind of really, I would say, do some shadow work and get some clarity in regards to like what your fears are. Abundant blessings, beloved sister. And then allow yourself to get back into the present moment, because in the present moment, in the now moment, there are no problems. All the problems that we have been in the past. But at the same time, they don't go away if they haven't been solved already, right? So it's not to completely say that they don't exist. It's just not a problem in that now moment. If you are sitting down to eat, get present with your mind, your body, your spirit, and your food, and eat in peace so that you can digest your food properly, as opposed to eating while talking about your problems, or eating and thinking about your problems, or thinking about what you gotta do later on, or what you're gonna do tomorrow, or what you did yesterday, or how that situation. No, eat in peace. I'm hearing there's a lot going on around you, and it's just needing to get back to the present moment so that you know how to move forward. This is very interesting because if I'm not mistaken, similar messages was coming through for the other elemental signs. So this is telling me that this is a collective energy that's going on. But there is going to be a lot of fast-paced movement and messages. I feel like if you were waiting on a message, you know, of approval, if you were thinking of like moving or something like that, you know, you might find yourself having a little bit of a hard time. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of depression energy. Let me see here, Spirit. I feel like there's gonna be, things are moving really fast for you at the same time. Maybe time feels like it's speeding up fast, or the days are speeding up fast, or your ascension is speeding up fast. So it's like maybe just like maybe there are hardships or things tough that's happening, and they're happening fast. But just as those things are happening, good things are happening too. Like it's like back to back. So there is like a balance that's going on. This is all for your spiritual awareness. I'm not going to take those right away because I didn't ask. But yeah, it's what needs to be released from the shadow. Air signs, air signs. What do they need to release that's hidden in the shadows for it to come into light? What do they need to bring into light that's hidden in the shadows? That's a lot of cards. I'm going to take it. Spirit is saying take it. So there might be, take whichever one resonates for you, okay? All right, this makes sense. This makes sense. All right, so some of you may be feeling some regrets. Maybe you were regretting a conversation that you never had with a loved one, right? Or a conversation that you did have with a loved one, right? Spirit is saying those fears that you are you have been tapping into, that you need to start bringing light in, putting love into, and start releasing. Release your regret, whatever regret it is that you have inside of yourself. Maybe you regretted not going to a certain place. Maybe you regretted, you know, maybe you were supposed to go to a job and you didn't go, and now you're feeling that spirit of regret or something like, damn, I should have went. Release that regret, because that's not doing nothing for you but holding you back. Okay, maybe it was a conversation, an argument or something. You can't take your words back. So allow yourself the love and grace of forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Forgive them. Even or maybe it was them and their words or something, and maybe you wanted to tell them things that you didn't tell them, and you're regretting that you didn't tell them. Right? Maybe you felt like you enabled them. But allow yourself the courtesy of love. Allow yourself to choose love, to choose that happiness. But feel the energy. Feel the regret completely, so that you know, damn, this is how regret feels. And it's uncomfortable, but it doesn't need to stay in my body. And we're talking about body because the temple of the body is here. Remember how I was saying about eating your food? Like, that was completely channeled. Like, that, I don't even know why I said that. But you know, about eating your food consciously in the present moment and not necessarily eating while thinking about yesterday or thinking about the future or thinking about, so, you know, whatever your emotions you have at this time, making sure you're being present with your body. Also, Aries is the head. It's the child. It's impulsive. It's fiery. It's active. It can be passionate, but it can be ferocious, right? Think of fire, but it's also the first house, so it's the body. Okay, so paying attention to your body as well. How is your body feeling? Maybe you know, your weight has shifted or your body has shifted and you've been talking down about how you look and or how your partner looks, or you've been criticizing your body and like wanting to make changes. So make those changes, but don't bully yourself. Don't beat yourself up, right? Make awareness to what is there. Or if you're not sure, like, yo, ask yourself, like, what is hidden in the dark within me that I'm not paying attention to, that is making me self-sabotage, that is holding me back? Spirit, bring it to the forefront. Bring me that clarity. So some of you are getting into a space where you're going to either do some mirror magic, look at your body magic, do some body work, some mirror magic, some reflection. All right. You're reflecting, you're reminiscing. Some of you are dealing with anger. That's why Spirit said take all of them, because this is going to be different. People are having different things here. Some of y'all are dealing with anger. Anger and chains. You could be holding yourself back. You could be, maybe you're really sad, but you don't want to focus on your sadness. So that sadness is turning to anger and you're frustrated about everything. Or maybe you're in an environment where you feel like you're cool, calm, and collected, but everyone around you is like playing this game of war. Everyone around you is like angry and bitter and frustrated, and you're just like, yo, I need to get out of this environment. Or you find yourself needing, like, you know, people asking you for favors and favors and favors and favors and favors, and they not appreciating everything that you got going on. They don't understand and everything like that. And then you like, damn, yo, you're getting to a space where you're getting resentful, you're getting angry, you're regretting doing people's favors because it's like, you know, taking a lot out of you and not pouring into you. Is not a fair, even exchange or equal exchange. And Spirit is like, this is why you are being told to be put at a pause and say no. No is a holy answer. N-O, no. He dicho, caso cerrado. You don't even need to give an explanation. And I know that sucks, and sometimes that's hard for people to hear. I don't even like to be heard no. Like, you're not about to tell me no. Excuse me, who you think you are telling me no? But like, no, for real, like, that shit might hurt my feelings. I might cry a little bit of ouch. You just told me no. But like, I'd be like, thank you. Thank you. I needed that. I needed that. Whether I needed to hear no, to be in the awareness that either I'm overwhelming you, or I could do it myself, or you're not here to help me on this mission, and that's okay, because not every mission is for you. Or, you know, like, it just being a spiritual boundary for your hygiene, for your protection, right? Whatever it may be. Sometimes you telling a person no, you stop enabling them from bullshit. Because sometimes people don't want the healing, they want the attention. And you just might be a healer and you're not here to entertain them. And they're just trying to get you a part of their circus. And you're like, no. And that's okay, because then they could come back and be like, yo, thank you for not, if they get into the healing, right? Thank you for not enabling my toxicity, because I needed that, because everybody kept telling me yes, and all I keep doing is the same old bullshit, staying in a fucking cycle. And because you saying no, maybe that caused a domino effect, a ripple effect of other people telling me no, and I had no other choice but to change. I don't know. I keep feeling like I'm in so many different stories right now. So like I said, y'all take what resonates. Then we also have Queen of My World. This one here. All right. The fear of your dark feminine. Release the fear of your dark feminine. Release your fear of other people judging you and be in your power. You are in a space where you have tapped into, you have unlocked other parts of your abilities, of your persona, of your essence. And you're being called to be in her energy. It's like you have been communicating with your ancestors and you've been healing and you've been wanting to tap into, and they came and they're like, they put their hand on you. They're like, yo, we riding, let's go. I got you. I got you. And you're still afraid to make a move because other people around you are going to judge you. Mind you, you already got the spiritual protection and consent to move forward. Some of you are needing to pause, but some of you had gotten the green light and you know you got the green light. You just being a punk about it. You just being a punk about it. Trust me, I get it. I used to listen to punk music and like, you know, while you ingest and digest, you become, so she was a skater girl. Oh, he was a skater boy and she was a ballerina or some shit. I was all up in that shit and then I was looking all punkish and shit, right? Stop. It's different. I'm talking about image, right? But like, those frequencies and those vibrations, you subconsciously tap into certain things. So I was about it with a lot of shit, right? Like sitting here being like punk rock and shit like that, rolling and rocking and shit like that, right? But then when I was allowing myself to like look at my environment, who was really there, right? The ballerina girl didn't stay with the skater boy because she was afraid of how he would. At first I was like, Spirit, where you going with this song, right? Like, why you gave me that song for? But whoever listens, you know, Avril Lavigne, right? All right, boom. So anyways, the moral of the story is that she was a ballerina dating a skater boy and she was afraid of I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but listen to the song for the lyrics. She was afraid of what her friends or family or some was gonna think about her boyfriend, about him being a skater boy. So she left him to keep pursuing like her dancing and like I guess her image, right? To keep up an image. And then later on she sees him on TV and he's a famous skater boy, and like all of a sudden now she wants his attention because he's in his magic and in his power. He wasn't good enough for her. There you go. I don't see, somebody knew this song, you know, whatever. Anyway, I'm channeling whatever. Anyways, so I just say that because some shit sounds gibberish to me, but it's neither here nor there. It's not for me. Let me take a sip of water. Okay. So, the point is, things may be for you, and they're for you ordained by the Most High. And the people or man around you are not going to, maybe they're not going to understand it. Maybe they're not going to approve of it. It's not their fucking life. It's not their journey. It's not their mission. And if it's for you and you love it and you want it, go for it. This could also be that perhaps somebody from your past is seeing you're the person on the TV who kept doing your thing, and they're seeing you from the other side, and maybe they have regret. Oh, we have regret, come out here earlier. Maybe somebody from the past have regret because they seeing where you're at now and they might want to get with you. But this is energy that you need to release. Remember that. So if they regretful, you could forgive them, but stay in your magic, stay in your power, and it doesn't matter how people see you now, right? If it's not the other way around, then this is you. And like, don't end up self-sabotaging yourself to a space where you don't do something that is ordained for you or that you want to do because of the illusion of other people's opinion, that you end up regretting your choice, and then you keeping that energy in your body. This could also be maybe feeling regret with sex or just with your body image or whatever. So take it how it resonates, y'all. Air signs, that is your message. We are going to go into the earth signs. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I love you. I felt like that was a little bit longer than it needed to be, but it was exactly what it needed to be, right? I thank y'all for y'all patience. I don't even know why I kept saying I'm channeling. I'm trying to fuck that shit. Y'all know what the fuck I'm here doing. Anyway. Is this how you feel about pregnancies even when you don't want it? Ooh. Ooh. That's not my, that's for whoever needed to hear that question. That's for whoever needed to hear that question to reflect on. Whether that's for you or yourself, because this ain't the live for it. I'm not doing Q&A on this one. You know, I'm just doing the channel. I'm reading your comments at times too. But I'm really just trying to stay focused on the collective messages. I am gonna go back live a little bit later on with a soul brother. And I look forward to going live with him. We're going to be touching on different levels of consciousness. So please stay tuned for that as well. Keep your notifications on for that. And they laughing. Nah, I'm just saying, like, I mean, there's a lot I could say about it. And at the same time, it ain't none of my fucking business. So there's that, right? If that don't pertain to me, you know. Yeah. But you know, if a person feels like that, that's, again, anything that has to do with any form of, like, regret, any form that, just allow yourself the grace to heal. Allow yourself, you know, your body's going to speak to you. Your body's going to tell you, you know, your circumstances are going to show you. They're going to show you. And that's why it's important to really listen when it comes down to those things. All right, so I'm clearing that out. That was the air sign. So we're going to, last but not least. And if you are just tuning in, this is part 2. I did some channelings in the first part, some channelings in the second part in the beginning. And then part 1 has fire and water signs. And I just finished the air signs and I'm going into water signs. I mean, water signs, going into earth signs. Yeah, thank you. Earth signs, y'all are feeling earthly. All right, y'all feel grounded. I felt like super grounded. I love it. All right, let's see here. Earth signs. Earth signs are Taurus, Capricorn. What's the other one? Oh my goodness, why can't I think? Virgos. Virgos. I you know what's so funny though? I felt Virgos right now, like when I was almost a little bit not disconnected, but definitely in their hermit mode. So yes, Virgos. What I felt with Virgo for a moment, which is why it was so hard for me to pull their name. I felt them in like hermit mode, like not necessarily in the void, but definitely doing like practicing shielding and just shielding and doing the reflection work is kind of what I'm feeling about Virgo energy as a whole. Or maybe you're gonna find yourself being a little bit hermit mode during this winter. I'm saying winter, but we're in autumn and this is for the full moon, so I'm a little ahead of myself. But let's see here. Earth signs. All right. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgos, earth signs for this full moon in Aries. Ooh, there we go. Earth signs, I feel like there's a lot of I don't know if you do ley line work. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's like ley line work or like earth grid work. I'm seeing like crystal grids. All right, so maybe you're gonna be working doing like some crystal grids, or maybe you've been wanting to do some crystal grids and you haven't done grid work in a while, and you're gonna be doing some grid work here. I also see y'all like just coming into like new, like a lot of creative energy. Earth signs, earth signs. Okay, wow. All right. So y'all really being called into a space of like communication at this time. There's going to be a lot of energy of creativity. There's also going to be people around you that maybe you're not even trying to like help them or anything like that, but just by having conversation with them, it's like you are helping them remember aspects of themselves or unlock parts of themselves that they haven't seen or haven't been paying attention to, perhaps. I also feel like there's gonna be some energy here in regards to either being open to opportunities or taking a risk here. One more earth sign. And then I'm going to get some clarity. I'm going to just get one more for the earth sign. So what we have on the board is the Ace of Wands. The Fool card, it was in reverse. I was guided to put it upright, but it was in reverse. And then we have the Queen of Swords, and we have the Seven of Wands here. Okay, in the bottom of the deck is the Page of Wands here. All right, y'all. So what I'm feeling here is if you found yourself maybe in any type of uncomfortable circumstances of communication, in a sense, with the Seven of Wands, people may be combative with you, but the person is like they're on top of all that combative energies. So you may have a higher perspective of things than the people around you may be able to see. However, what good, I feel like saying with the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands here, what I'm seeing here is like, what good is it to keep being like combat back with people who don't have that level of perception, in a sense? So for some of you, this could be, I feel like writer's block. If you've been trying to write a book or something, or if you've been trying to communicate with somebody and it's been a little bit challenging to communicate with somebody or challenging to write this book, maybe allow yourself to look at different perspectives, or get into different tasks, not necessarily distractions, because it has to be in alignment with that circumstance. So maybe like, okay, thank you. If you find yourself, like, let's say it's a book and you're trying to write a book, but you're having a difficult time maybe getting through a certain chapter, or getting through a sentence or a paragraph or something like that. Maybe grabbing like another piece of paper and doing like a spider web, right? And you put the keyword of the topic in the middle, and then you branch out other words and then you trickle it down. Or you could like do some brainstorming and stuff like that, and then that's gonna find you bringing your way back into writing again, like giving you those breakthroughs, right? This could also be that perhaps like certain people around you or something, maybe they were a little bit combative and you just needing to take like a pause. This is going to be different for everyone here, okay? What I see here, though, I see a lot of studying for some of you earth signs, so maybe you're going to get into some studying. I also feel like you may feel a little bit challenged when it comes down to moving, to taking action. This is where like the quote unquote writer's block thing is coming from. If you're feeling challenged in like moving forward about certain circumstances, really taking the time to get acquainted with why, like why do you want to do what it is that you're doing, or reconnecting with like the purpose or the mission here. This could be even, like for example, there's times when I haven't shown up like live all the time. I don't go live all the time. And it's because I'm handling other things in life, or the circumstances in life. And there's so much that, yes, I could share with other people, and I am sharing with other people in one realm, in one dimension. And then by the time I come to like say, okay, let me be live here with y'all, the energy may not necessarily be there. So maybe, just going and taking like a cleansing bath, a spiritual bath, breathing techniques, doing some body movement, lighting some incense and a candle and whatnot, and then getting back to center, right? Getting back to center, getting out of your own way and going live and being able to share whatever messages Spirit wants you to share, right? This is going to be different for everybody. I do feel like this has to do with a bit writing. I keep getting a lot of writing here. So certain things, let me get a little bit of clarity. I'm going to get some clarity here. For some of you, this could be a project. I also feel like this is very spirit-led. Maybe some of you have been feeling like, the ways that you're communicating with spirit, you're questioning your connection with certain spirits or certain things. Questioning is okay. Questions are good. You want to ask yourself questions. You need to get to know yourself more, the same way you want to get to know your spirit guides more as well. It's not always just asking your spirit guides for things, but getting to know your spirit guides, because sometimes what may work for one person, the same way, for example, the way that you may be with yourself may not be the exact way you're gonna be with your lover, with your partner, with your spouse, with your peers, with your friends, with your family, right? So you have to get to know how to communicate with somebody. For example, I could talk to my mom the same way I talk to everybody else and everything like that. But at some point, I know I got to talk to my mother like she's my mother and not talk to her like she's my friend. Because if I talk to my mother like she's not my mother and she's like my friend, and my mom comes back on some other thing, I need to be respectful. And sometimes you have to like even correct your parents, right? Like I'm one that, listen, if I gotta call my mother a liar or my father a liar, I'm gonna be like, you're lying. Straight up. It may not be the best approach. It may not be what they want to hear or what they like to hear, but sometimes you have to speak in a certain manner for them to comprehend the message. And this is what it looks like here. It looks like there needs to be a breakthrough of comprehension, and finding different ways to meet the requirements of your task for that breakthrough to happen. But also knowing that you are only responsible for you. So you have to get to know yourself. Do I speak harsh? Do I speak sharp? Like, I know my tone of voice can be kind of squeaky sometimes. It can be sharp. It can be naturally assertive, cold and dry, and but then there's times when it's giggly and gentle and watery and soft, and it's not like that with everybody. And also, what thought processes are you having that is having an internal conversation with yourself that may not necessarily be serving you? This could also be that perhaps some of y'all are breaking through old thought patterns or old behavior patterns because they once worked for you before in the past, but they're no longer working for you now. Okay, that's an actual thing. So if you are a writer, if you write books, if you been feeling like you having you feel a lot of creative energy and you've been wanting to tap into it, but you're just having a hard time writing, you know, maybe record yourself doing, you know, like create a song. Just start doing sound frequencies out your throat, creating songs, and record yourself. Create humming, like hum, chant, laugh at yourself, you know, just do different things that's going to keep you in alignment with that. And then go back to the task. Maybe, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour later, and see if you've been refreshed and you've been able to write. Excuse me. For some of you, this is about certain projects and how you are investing in these projects. You could have been a little bit fearful to take certain risks. For some of you, I feel like you have so much wisdom and guidance to give on your own, like skill and talent. And maybe, and I'm going to be honest, I'm like, maybe you may be a little bit shy or nervous to just do things by yourself. And so you're actually like fighting against your own fear of success. Like, it's not a fear of failure. It's a fear of success. And you don't realize that it's a fear of success because you've been telling yourself it's a fear of failure. Like, I can't do it, or what if, or like, for me, for example, I love to go live with other people because I love other people's perspectives in life, because it allows for me to learn and grow and expand. And I know that not everybody has the same level of consciousness. I know not everybody, we could all look at the same picture. But if one person is colorblind, the other person is looking at a different angle, I'm looking up, they looking down, and this, we're not going to have the same point of view on that same picture. So having a discussion on it is very intriguing for me. But at the end of the day, I like to keep my willpower. And so I know that I have a choice. And I say, you know what? I may do a survey. And I might ask everybody questions on their thoughts, or, you know, pick A, B, or C. Which one would you choose? And everybody can pick A or whatever. And they might have good points, and maybe I'll change my mind and say, you know what? Y'all made a lot of valid points, and I'm going to go with A this time. I was thinking about C. I was thinking about doing it this way because this is how I've known it to work. This is how I've known it to do it. But I'm open to doing it that way because I never tried that way before. And the worst thing that could happen is that it don't work out for me. And guess what? I just start all over. I do it again, and I go back to what works for me, right? At the same time, I might be like, oh, well, A works for all of y'all, but I you know what? I know that C works for me. So I'm going to stay doing C because C has been working for me, and why try to fix something that ain't broken? So you have to be confident. You have to allow yourself to say, yes, I might like other people. Maybe you're codependent, right? This could be maybe someone who's codependent or something like that, right? If you find yourself codependent, or you could even be a person that's maybe completely in hyper independence, where you don't like to ask for help, where you don't want other people to contribute or participate in what it is that you got going on, and every time somebody does, you got something to say, or it's always a problem. Or if you find yourself in that type of circumstance where it's like hyper independent and there's always a problem, definitely go into that. Like, why is it always a problem when somebody else is working with you? Type of vibes, and ask yourself those questions. Again, Spirit is saying get to know yourself a little bit more. Be open to different perspectives, right? And I love these things. We're not going there right now. But yeah, I feel like this is really allowing for you to open up your perspectives. You're definitely going to receive a harvest, and this is so beautiful here. This is what, the 6? Yes. the Six of Wands here, the Six of Wands. So it's very interesting, right? Because it kind of brought it back, but sometimes you got to take a step back in order to make 10 steps forward. So it's very interesting, earth signs, how I see, like earlier in the live, you know, some of y'all was feeling like, yo, y'all taking your step forward, and it's like y'all taking 10 steps back, right? But in this case, earth signs, it's kind of like the opposite. What I'm seeing here is you kind of need to take a step back so that you can be able to make 10 steps forward. And this is a beautiful thing. Your confidence and your magic is really shining through. Like I said, Spirit is bringing a lot of creative energy to you at this time. Utilize this energy wisely. If you're codependent, but Spirit is asking you to work on a project or something by yourself, don't be afraid. Be confident. You have the tools necessary and you can do it. If you are hyper independent and you feel like you don't need nobody's help, Spirit is saying you gotta co-create with other creators so that you can open more doors of opportunities for the lavish abundance of the universe to trickle and flourish into everybody's world. Because this harvest here, there's enough for everybody. Also with the Six of Wands, right? This is a person who triumphs, who's successful, and they moving forward, and the rest of the crowd is like looking at them, right? Be mindful of ego. Like I said, I'd be like, Spirit, step my ego to the side. Step my ego to the side. I'd rather be in tune with what's divinely righted for me. And not to say that I don't make human experiences by mistakes and stuff, or not to say, but you know what? Check yourself if you have to. And I really feel like somebody is afraid of that. They're afraid to be seen. And I get it, because that's why I had a fear of going live. I had a fear of sharing my messages because they wasn't always well received by others. And I learned, and I don't know if he's still here, but the brother I am period Keen Simon, he does numeration. He does numerology. All right, numeration, different forms of numbers. And it's so interesting because he was talking about, you know, how like certain parts of my numbers, people are bound to, you know, misunderstand me. And I was like, wow, you know, like the way that he broke it down, I was just like, yo, like that ass, that's how it be. And it don't even be like that, you know, going back to points of views and perspectives. So I love that I'm going to be going live with the brother later on, and we're going to be touching on different levels of consciousness, because different levels of consciousness, different perspectives, etc. I also feel like for some of you, this creative energy is going to take you down a new road. Once you get into that confidence, right? So if you decide to put yourself out there and be seen, you're going to see how the doors open up for you in different realms that, you know, like you was too afraid to take the risk. Remember, with the Fool card here, Spirit was saying, be open to take a risk. Be open to take a risk. But know the difference between resistance and alignment. Because sometimes people feel resistance and then they think that it's not in alignment, when all in actuality, Spirit is like, yo, you might be feeling a little bit of resistance because what you've been used to, you can't take all parts of you into that area, but that's in alignment for you. That's an alignment for you. So you have to become the vibration of that which you are aligning with and that which you want to be in alignment with. Because everything that you are in alignment with is exactly that. You're in alignment with it. You're already in alignment. Let's see here real quick. What does earth signs need to release to bring light into? That was quick, fast. Y'all can't make this shit the fuck up even if I fucking wanted to, y'all. Pre-chance to dream. Perchance to dream. The number 28. And I kind of feel like I need to read this one from the book. But if y'all can see that, they're like dancing, right? It's very interesting because it looks like a dance, but it also looks like one is definitely crowned, so like the king. And then the other one is like, almost like, remember how to step the eagle to the side? I'm going to read this one. This is really interesting. Where's the book? Oh, there it goes. All right, y'all. This is really interesting. I really feel like this is talking about follow your dreams. Go after your dreams. It's okay to take the risk. Pay attention to your dreams. Maybe you get messages in your dreams. So paying attention, like I mentioned. But let's see here. So this phase is the new moon phase. All right, like I mentioned, the Fool in reverse is because you were afraid to make a change. You were afraid to do something different. But you got a lot of fresh, a lot of potent, creative ideas and energy that's being poured into you right now. So this is also an energy of denial. So maybe some of you need to release some denial. What are you in denial of? Right? And it says, if I sleep long enough, when I wake up, the pain will have been gone. That's deep. That's deep. A crowned naked man is reclining, his eyes closed and his body dissolving in the winds. Another man holds him gently. Behind them, a circle of brass risen by thin silvery threads. The sentence, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream, or going dark. It is time to surrender, to drown, to dive in, head first in the cozy, all-enveloping darkness of the blanket. It is a moment of weakness, a desire to close your eyes and surrender just for 1 moment, 1 second, 1 minute. Not like a hero fighting the world, but like a kid, just welcoming the darkness outside, within, fully. How long will that moment last? A minute? We can say just a minute, but it's not true. Disappearing is but an instant. Just the time to take a breath twice. And yet, it can take ages. Ages we will regret. Ages that we will have lost. Like stolen but our surrendering. Like stolen by our own surrendering. And yet, we close our eyes. We let one sense after another slow down to nothing. Sight first, then hearing and smell. Last will be the touch. The comforting hand we all deserve to hold us up when we have done enough and we cannot. And we just cannot. But let it go. Oh. Why do y'all need to let go, earth signs? That was the question, right? So I feel like it's different for everyone. Let go of denial. Let go of fear. Let go of feeling like you know the way of everything, right? Because we don't know it all. There ain't a person, and I say it all the time. Don't ever think that I know it all, because I don't. I will say that every single day. I say that all the time. All my friends have heard me say that shit out my mouth. I don't know it all. Right? And because I don't know it all, we have to be open to learning. I love learning. Right? I feel like this energy here is having a hard time letting go of something. Maybe something you've been doing something for such a long time, and spirit is asking you to do something new. Like do it in a new way or something. Either do it in a new way or do something new, but you're not letting it go. It could be different for everyone. I really do feel like it's about standing in your power, though. So it could be that you know, just surrender into your divine feminine, surrender to your power, surrender to how source is moving you. You know, not everybody's gonna know, but like, in that surrendering, I feel like there's so many answers for you that you've been looking for or wanting. Ooh, I like that. I also felt like this could have been in regards to some healing work that needed to be done in regards to like some sacral energy or a child or something like that. If that is an energy, you have to allow yourself the grace and forgiveness of moving forward. Stop fighting yourself. Like, things happen for a reason. You know, sometimes we lose our loved ones, our closest friends, or our family and stuff like that due to circumstances. And yeah, it may hurt. But ask God, like, did they serve their purpose? Did it serve its purpose? I know for me, like, there's certain relationships that I'm like, you know what, I surrender. May they, you know, I love them. I let them go with love. I let them go with God. I don't send them no bad energy or whatever. And it is what it is. You know, I just gonna continue to do what I have to do to spiritually protect me, right? And then there's certain cases that I'm like, you know what, I love them, I let them go with love, but I keep that door open, you know, if it's meant for them to come back into my life, and I surrender to that, you know. There's certain instances where those things are okay. But if you just stuck on like one way of doing things, like, are you truly living, right? I say that because I grew up, like, my mom is an air sign, right? And I grew up with, every day you learn something new. And if you're not learning something new every day, then you're not living. So are your daily routines, are they, you know, is everything in your life ritualistic? Which rituals aren't necessarily bad, right? But are you allowing yourself to make certain changes? Because if you're doing everything the same way, maybe you're getting up, going to work, coming back, and like, you're not allowing yourself to do something new, you may not really be growing, you may not really be living, and you might be holding yourself back due to fears of change. All right? I really do feel like it's there's certain parts of your body, of your womb, that's healing, or that is like, yo, we've already done this. Like, it's let's get out of this now. Like, you don't have to stay there. Or this could be, you know, you lost somebody and you're in denial of that loss. You don't want to accept that person is no longer in your life right now. You having a hard time moving forward in your life without that person, because you was codependent on that relationship, or just, you know, the way that relationship was. Maybe you get dreams about them, or you come, like, I don't know, but, and maybe you get defensive about your denial, like you fighting against your own self with your own thoughts on it. So just be mindful. This, take the message how it resonates. My ear is like sharp as F. So that might be for somebody. But earth signs, that is their reading. Take the risk. Let go of that denial. Love on yourself. All right. Shine your light. Don't be afraid. And do you, baby. All right, y'all. Everyone, that is the readings. I'll let y'all go with peace, love, and harmony and clarity in your life. May the universe conspire in a way that is going to transcend your life for your highest and greatest good, allowing for the lavish abundance of the universe to continue to trickle into your mind, your body, your spirit, your world, so that everything is working for you. I love you. I thank you. And for all that you support me with. And until next time, peace, y'all.